Every autism type, explained in 16 minutes. All right, let's talk autism. Not just the buzzword you hear, but the rich, complex spectrum of how brains show up differently in this world. Whether you're autistic yourself, know someone who is, or just curious, this deep dive into every autism type, old school and new school, will clear things up, bust some myths, and show you what it really means to be on the spectrum. Heads up, some of these categories are a bit old school. Science and understanding have evolved, and many of these types have been bundled under the broader Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, since 2013. But they still matter, whether for historical perspective, self-identity, or simply to appreciate the diversity of autistic brains. Classic autism, the OG of autism types. Picture this: you're at a wild party, music blasting, people chit-chatting, someone doing a dance move you can't quite place. But off in the corner, there's that one person, meticulously lining up plastic cups by color, memorizing wallpaper patterns, or reciting whole movie dialogues word for word. Like, seriously, spot on. That's what classic autism, aka autistic disorder, the vintage vinyl of autism, looks like. Named after Dr. Leo Kanner, who first described it back in 1943, this was the blueprint for autism before the whole spectrum idea came along. The essentials: communication. Folks here might be nonverbal or have delayed speech. They express themselves with gestures, sign language, picture boards, or scripting, repeating favorite lines from movies or shows, sometimes with full theatrical flair. Think of them as their own personal hype man with an Oscar-worthy performance. Repetitive behaviors, whether it's spinning, rocking, or lining things up, these actions help regulate overwhelming sensory input. Social stuff: eye contact and small talk. Imagine asking someone to stare at the sun. Some find social interaction really hard, and routine is sacred, messing with their lunch schedule or favorite apple juice brand. That's basically an act of cosmic betrayal. Classic autism is typically diagnosed before age 3 and it sticks with you for life. But here's the truth: it's not about being broken. It's a unique way of experiencing and engaging with the world. Asperger syndrome, the smart, socially quirky wizard. Now imagine a party again. Everyone's chit-chatting about the weather or their latest brunch spot. Then you spot that one person tucked away in a corner, knee-deep in explaining how black holes bend time or the microscopic nitty-gritty of jet engines. You might think, wow, impressive. That's Asperger syndrome, often called the high-functioning end of the spectrum, before DSM-5 scooped everything under ASD. Think brilliant but socially quirky. People with Asperger's usually have average or above average intelligence. They might know 5 dead languages casually or be coding before breakfast. The social software doesn't come pre-installed. Reading tone, facial expressions, and when to jump in or change topic is a manual install, like loading Windows 98 painfully slow. They might use scripts like, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thanks." Or mental rules like, if someone looks at their phone, they're probably bored. And no, it's not. They don't care. They often care deeply, but need help hacking human communication. Also, special interests aren't just hobbies, they're encyclopedic obsessions. Dinosaurs, they can rattle off every species in their history. Trains, astronomy, silent films. They dive deep. They're walking, talking Wi-Fi hubs powered by curiosity. Pervasive developmental disorder, PDD-NOS. A birthday party for the autism spectrum where everyone wears a color based on their type. Red for classic autism, blue for Asperger's, green for Rett syndrome. Then in walks someone decked out in all the colors at once. You don't know where to place them, but you know they belong. That's PDD-NOS. The wildcard diagnosis used before 2013's DSM-5 shook things up. Kids who might talk early but struggle with social rules, or organize toys with librarian-level precision, then suddenly become unpredictable. Traits often include varying verbal skills, sometimes super formal or robotic speech, trouble reading the room socially, struggle to maintain eye contact. PDD-NOS was a catch-all for autism-adjacent cases that didn't fit neat categories, now folded into the broader autism spectrum umbrella. Childhood disintegrative disorder, CDD. Imagine a toddler crushing it, talking, playing, living the best baby life. Suddenly the rug's pulled out, skills vanish, language fades, social smiles disappear. This sudden loss is childhood disintegrative disorder, also known as Heller's syndrome. Super rare but devastating. Normal growth until at least age 2. Sudden regression between 2 and 10 years, usually 3 to 4. Loss of social skills, language, motor abilities. Scientists still puzzle over causes: brain abnormalities, genetics, or environment. Most kids need lifelong support after CDD. Parents describe it as if the child's disappeared. It's a heartbreaking undo button pressed on development. Rett syndrome, the silent fighter picture. A bright-eyed baby girl who babbles, claps hands, and maybe takes first steps. Then slowly, those milestones slip away. Rett syndrome, primarily affecting girls, is a neurological disorder caused by mutations in the MECP2 gene on the X chromosome. Regression typically starts between 6 to 18 months. Loss of speech, walking abilities, hand use, development of repetitive hand movements, clapping, tapping, ringing. Here's the catch. The mind is often very aware but trapped in a body that won't obey. About 1 in 10,000 to 15,000 girls are affected. Rett isn't officially ASD now, but shares behavior overlaps. Pathological Demand Avoidance, PDA. The rebel on the spectrum. PDA is autism's rebellious cousin. Imagine someone who refuses to do anything simply because they were told to. Pathological means serious and persistent demand is anything expected from them, from tying shoes to messaging back. Avoidance is extreme efforts to dodge demands. For someone with PDA, even a simple request can feel like an existential attack, triggering survival-level anxiety. Kids might pretend shoes are cursed, suddenly become a cat, or go full-on philosopher on barefoot living. Teens and adults might forget, sabotage plans, or challenge authority fiercely. Underneath that charm and sociability often hides huge anxiety. Classic reward systems or strict schedules might backfire and make things worse. Sensory processing differences. You've probably seen or heard someone jump when a vacuum roars or cover their ears at fireworks. Sensory processing differences are a huge part of autism and sometimes get overlooked. Imagine your senses cranked way up or down. Everyday sounds boom like a rock concert. Lights flicker like they're auditioning for a horror movie. Touch feels like static electricity, or conversely, nothing at all. Tastes and smells are overwhelming or barely noticeable. This sensory roller coaster can make the world either wildly fascinating or painfully overwhelming. Understanding sensory needs is a game changer, whether it's noise-canceling headphones, weighted blankets, or dimming lights. Executive functioning challenges. Executive functioning is the brain's management system. Planning, organizing, switching gears, remembering deadlines. In autism, this system sometimes struggles. You might hyper-focus on one task and lose track of time. Starting or stopping tasks can feel like climbing Everest multitasking. Forget it. Remembering social rules or adapting plans on the fly becomes a puzzle. It's like having your personal CEO AWOL, leaving you scrambling to manage all the chaos. Support strategies, timers, checklists, clear routines can be like hiring the best assistant ever. The social puzzle. Different wiring, different connections. Social interaction isn't one size fits all for autistic people. Many don't catch the usual cues. Sarcasm flying past like a UFO jokes. Not landing eye contact feeling like a spotlight interrogation. Trouble with small talk but deep conversations light them up. It's not because autistic folks don't want to connect, they just connect differently. Many build deep, meaningful bonds with a few people rather than wide social circles. Strengths and superpowers. Autism isn't just about challenges. It's packed with unique strengths, incredible attention to detail, creative and original thinking, honest, loyal friendships, deep expertise and special interests, unique problem-solving approaches. The world needs neurodiversity. Think of the amazing inventors, artists, and thinkers who might be on the spectrum. Diagnosis and support today. Autism diagnosis is more nuanced today, involving psychologists, speech therapists, occupational therapists, and more. Early diagnosis helps with tailored support, speech and communication therapy, occupational therapy for daily skills, social skills coaching, sensory integration supports. But remember, autism is lifelong. Support changes over time, and every autistic person's journey is unique. Autism spectrum is vast, complex, and endlessly fascinating. From classic autism and Asperger's to PDA and sensory processing differences, every type shows the brain's amazing diversity. You or someone you love might be on this spectrum. So, what kind of autistic brain story resonates with you? Join the conversation, and let's keep learning.